On September 19th, when we met for our first strategic planning session, you were asked 3 questions. First, why did you choose to work in the field of education? Second, you were asked, why is it that you're still working in the field of education? And third, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Today I want to ask you one more question. What legacy do you want to live into? What legacy do you want to start today? In the hours, days, weeks, and months ahead, you will have the opportunity to make decisions that will determine your legacy. Legacies are defined by the experience we have and how we decide to face our challenges. As we work to better meet the needs of every student in Bibb County, we will need to decide how to respond to the challenges we will face. Again, I ask, what legacy do you want to start working on this morning?
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are 2 people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something? I don't believe this. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna cry.
No, well, there's nothing else left to do, is it?
Hello? Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second.
He said he can fix it. All right. All right. That's more like it. He says he can fix it.
Too often, when we're faced with challenges, we call someone for help, or we wait for someone else to respond. Bibb County, we cannot wait. Each one of us must take responsibility to make the changes necessary to support high levels of learning for every student in this county. There is no need to wait because we have the people right here in this room who can address the challenges ahead. A great coach once said, individual commitment to a group effort, that is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, a civilization work, and I would like to add, a school district. We need your individual commitment to our group effort so we can move this district forward. We know the challenges. We know all of the challenges we face. We know that last year 44.6% of our 9th grade cohort from 4 years ago graduated. We know that we had close to 8,000 youngsters who were suspended. We know that we had more than 22,000 suspensions. We know that 493 students were expelled. We have 1,111 youngsters who are living with someone other than their biological parent. We have over 1,000 students who have at least one parent incarcerated. We know the challenges, but I'm here to tell you this morning that we have a very, very strong and solid foundation to build upon. We have resources from state and federal government via grants. We were just awarded, we just received nearly $20 million of Gear Up grant to help improve our students. We have caring staff members, from bus drivers to secretaries, media specialists, counselors, social workers, incredible teachers like Laura Bell, where 100% of her 5th grade students were proficient in math last year. Teachers like Kathy Genny, where her students, she found a way to have her students engaged in her lesson each and every day. Teachers like Laura Bitch, and let's not forget our own Mr. Jadon McCarthy, Teacher of the Year. So we do have a solid foundation to build on. As I shared with you on September 19th, Peter Drucker said, "What got us here won't get us there." Today, as we step into our strategic plan, we must be willing to challenge our current thinking. We must be willing to think different. So what do I want from you today? I want for you to think at a 30,000-foot level. At the end of today, you are going to make decisions that will help to generate our strategic plan. And I want for you to think of it this way. Think of being on an airplane at 30,000 feet, looking through the windows. You know the direction where you're going, but you can't tell the street's name. You can't tell the houses. You cannot tell what's going on below, but you know where you're going. And that's what I want from you. I want for you to help set the direction where we need to go as a district. And then we're going to collect those ideas at the end of the day and bring them down to the 5,000-foot level, where we're going to consult with experts and do research. Make sure that everything we have are evidence-based, and we will develop what we're going to call a district management plan from the directions that you're going to set today. And then from there, we'll give that information to our schools, and our departments so we can develop the plan underground. Just like when you're driving underground, you can identify the houses, you can identify the streets. Let me give you an example to illustrate what I'm referring to. The last time we met, many of you mentioned technology as one of the areas that we needed to improve. So a 30,000-foot statement as it relates to technology would be something like having state-of-the-art technology available for students and staff in order to increase student learning and staff productivity. That would be the 30,000-foot statement, level statement. And we're going to collect the statement from you, sit down with the experts to find out what is it that we need to make your recommendation a reality. Do we need to have a comprehensive data warehouse system? Do we need to have professional development? Do we need to have an integrated management application system? Do we need to have more blended learning, online classes, and more staff development? And then we will get you involved in our technology department to look for ways to make it a reality. Do we need to purchase more integrated software system to develop specific courses and have a train-the-trainer model? So today what we want from you is for you to stay at the 30,000-foot level, to make the broad statements. As I shared with you earlier, now, from the moment I came to Bibb County, I've been saying over and over that my goal is not to tweak the system. My goal is to help build a new system that will be the number one school district, not only in the state, but in the nation. That is my goal. So what will it take to be number one? First, it begins with a very supportive and governance school board that does not micromanage in the daily affairs of the school district. Second, high expectations for all students and the adults that serve them. Strong accountability begins with the superintendent. Courageous leaders at all levels of the district and courageous staff members who do not make or accept excuses. A theory of action, which is a roadmap as to how we will behave as a district, and a strategic plan with a strong focus on instruction and a strong focus on closing the opportunity gap.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Are you willing to think different? Are you willing to think different? Today is a day that will give us the opportunity to live into our legacies. Today is not a day to be realistic. Let me say it again. Today is not a day to be realistic, because it is realistic to accept that school districts will only educate some of their kids, some of their students. I strongly believe that being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to status quo and mediocrity. Today is a day to think different. So why would we want to be realistic when it only leads to mediocrity and status quo? It's unrealistic to walk into a room, to flip a switch, and to expect the lights to come on. That's unrealistic. Fortunately, when Edison initiated the science tied to the development of the light bulb, he didn't think so. And I thank him. I thank him for that. It was unrealistic, very unrealistic, to think you could take metal sheets, bend them, and fly them over the ocean. Unrealistic. But unfortunately, when the Wright brothers and others pursue the idea of human flight, they didn't believe that. And I thank them for that. It was unrealistic to place man inside a rocket, land that rocket on the moon, and plan for man to walk on the surface of the moon. Unrealistic. But remarkably, President John F. Kennedy and the scientists at NASA didn't think so. And I thank them for that. So the crazy ones taught us something. The crazy ones, the misfits, taught us something. If we dream something, if we picture something, if we commit ourselves to it, we can bend the universe and demand it to become true. Bibb County, if you are willing today to be unrealistic and to believe that every student who comes to us walked away with a high quality education, I want for you to please stand up this morning. If you believe that we can educate each and every one of our students, if you believe that we can transform this school district so all of our students can have a high quality education and be fully prepared for the 21st century, I want you to stand with me today. I want you to stand up and stand up tall for our students. I want for you to stand up because our students deserve nothing less. Thank you so much and have a great day.